Hi, my name is Ernst Renner. I'm the managing partner at Neos. Today I'm going to be talking about digital maturity readiness for insurers. The primary business drivers for the digital insurer really focus on the needs of the customer. A customer could be the policyholder, could be the agent or an agency, but really it's driven towards what products they're trying to sell, how they sell them, and how they service those products. It shouldn't come as any real big surprise. The customer of today and going forward is much more educated, ready, has done their research, has listened to their social network in terms of reference, and are ready to engage at a different level than historical insurance policyholders or customers have in the past. So to really be able to adopt this transformation, fundamental business operations have to change. It included, that's not just technology, right? That's true business operations. So how a carrier performs their claim processing, how they price their product, how they service the customer, all these things have to be ready to change in order to engage this shift. Certainly technology comes into play. Here we've listed just 4 kind of macro trends that we're in the middle of from a technology perspective. But technology maturity, agility, and efficiency become paramount to enabling this type of transformation to occur. I want to say it's paramount to enabling the transformation to occur, but it is not solely the most critical point of it. The combination of these different dimensions really have to come together to allow the digital transformation for an insurer to take place. To understand how carriers might be able to jump into the digital world, we're offering a 5-dimension maturity model or readiness model that really takes customer and places it in the middle. So customer centricity is the lens with which we look at all aspects of readiness. From digital strategy to operational change and technology to the enablement of data, we're really looking at a matrix of capabilities that carriers have to become proficient at in order to support the digital consumer. Please keep in mind on this slide, we're providing just summary statements, roll-up statements of perhaps, in all cases, more than 20 different characteristics and capabilities that we look at in measuring maturity and readiness for an insurer. Within our model, we offer 5 levels of maturity, ranging from kind of ground zero, where an insurer is just starting on their journey of realizing that they have to understand their customers better and that they have to support different types of capabilities in their organization, all the way to a fully mature and optimized model where insurers have really placed the customer at the center of their operations and really all of their behaviors operationally as a carrier. We have applied our 5-dimension model to the industry and performed a great deal of research in regard to how the different major insurance types fare in regard to digital maturity and readiness. We see that health insurers are ahead of P&C and life lagging behind. And interestingly, a lot of this is driven by how their businesses actually work. So how do they interact with customers? Where do they gain new market share? And how often they are impacted by regulatory changes out of their control, at the state or at the federal level. Growth or maturity is often limited by the line of business ability to take on additional risk. So a lot of innovation tends to be throttled by the types of risk that a carrier can take. And those risks are really dependent on the types of product they serve, types of product they offer, as well as the customers and the segments that they service. So the question is where do we struggle? I would say for the large part, a lot of this is really a cultural reluctance to change. it is based on a lot of what we call big company realities, right? How long it takes to actually implement something. The creativity and historic risk aversity of the actual business itself. So the 10 years ago, every project was 3 years and cost $15 million to implement. Those days are gone. So that requires a whole different mindset in how the company operates. And these are legacy issues, not just legacy technology, but also legacy in terms of personnel and in mindset of how things used to work versus how things could work now. There becomes disagreement over how different channels for new business are serviced and how they're maximized. So is there conflict between our channels? How do we keep all channels happy? How do we implement a new direct channel when we've been historically going through third parties to sell our products? Especially with large insurers, this appetite for change is a very, very big inhibitor to adopting digital technology and digital business. They're real in the large insurers, or insurers in general, I wouldn't say just large, insurers are realizing that they have to get creative with how they approach new markets. So a lot of them, we've seen a lot of customers standing up completely new businesses within their organizations, meaning maybe underneath a holdings company, that are completely separate from the mothership, that operate on their own P&L, that are able to remain small and build what they need to build to get things done, or they're acquiring companies that will bring them that level of innovation and really agility to market. We find that that's been a very effective way to come to market with good digital products that attract the digital consumer. I spoke earlier about data really being the lifeblood of the digital insurer. It is absolutely essential now more than ever that data is integrated, available, malleable, and of high quality within the operations and processes of almost all aspects of an insurance business these days. Without good data, we certainly can't tailor new products. We cannot target new customers. We cannot listen to what our customers need if we do not have a common and consistent understanding of who the customer is. Typically within organizations, not only, say we have a multi-line carrier, the definition of a customer and their profile is different between different lines of business, which is maybe understandable. But there is also great redundancy typically within a line of business around aspects of the customer. So we have maybe multiple CRM systems within a line of business. We have payout systems, statement of accounts systems. All provide a different lens or characteristic or view of the customer, whose data all has to come together to create one holistic view of the customer. What have they done? What have they bought? What do they like? How have they found us? These things are all critical. And sadly, a lot of pockets of data, customer data, are scattered throughout large carriers. The challenge is, how do we really circle around customer data? And it goes well beyond the classic view of master data of customer, which tends to be a theoretical concept. Because the internal data that you collect, even within your line of business or across your lines of business, really also to reach or maximize your benefit from using customer data, also has to be blended and integrated with external data that'll give you greater insight, greater ability to service your customers. So the data aspect of digital maturity really becomes a critical component that you have to have in place. So to close this out, really it's important that you go well beyond technology. Having a great mobile app isn't enough. insurers have to take a look at fail-fast types of attitude when it comes to innovation, both on the product and the service side, as well as the technology side. Shifting attention from internal processes to what the customer needs and actually showing that you've listened to them has become a critical capability. It must be developed. Data is imperative to adopting a digital transformation and important to really realizing your true benefit from your investments. If you're not sure where to start and you have some ideas, please reach out to me or reach out to us. We'd be happy to help, or just simply answer more questions and have a chat. Thank you.